Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You ready?
Ready, Freddy.
Ready to do this?
I'm ready to
Are
do
you sure?
this. I hope so.
You ready?
Oh my goodness. I hope so.
Ready?
Uh-huh.
Ready?
Ready, steady.
Ready?
Freddy.
Ready?
Kisses.
Nope.
Nobody's home.
14 seconds. We get it 30 seconds, we're just gonna close it.
Nobody's home. Oh!
Every time I say that, they like, oh, let's get it now.
Yo, 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 what's up?
Mud pie girl in the house, Vina.
You know, she takes some of the prettiest pictures. Have you ever seen her on Facebook?
David.
She posts some beautiful, she has a beautiful view.
Mama T.
Who's Mama T?
Mama T is Mama T.
Oh, I know who Mama T is. That's a
Title.
That's a huh?
Title. Oops.
Goodness gracious, Jason.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my goodness. So does that mean that your picture is funky too?
Nope. I changed that last night.
Got my notification and stepping away from the keyboard for the safety of our viewers. Okay, so everybody give a warm welcome to Mama T. She's new in here tonight. The lady with the million children. That's Tiffany. Her name is Tiffany.
Her husband's the cool cat driver.
Yes.
I just got myself in the foot.
And it looks like we had another one in there. Was it Martin family? That's another one I didn't recognize. Martin Family Homestead. So that's another one. That's a new one too. So yay, look, Hope's here. Lonely Prepper's here.
Hope. She's abusing John right now.
Why? Oh, because he's not well.
She's taking advantage of him being on the painkillers.
Is she filming him? I hope she's filming him.
No, I don't know. She probably is.
She probably is, knowing her. Hey, Woody! Okay, there's a lot of you in here that I've already seen that are going to benefit from this, so y'all make sure you got your notebooks out today.
You probably want to turn off the AC.
I will.
It's cool in here now.
Candace?
Casey Phillips, that's a new one.
Casey, no, she's not new. She's been in here before.
Okay, oh, excuse me. Me.
You're so silly. He's hurting so bad. I'm so sorry.
Quit smacking him around. Give me my fight.
I imagine he's pretty doped up. No, he's just sleepy. He's not funny.
Let us learn some oils.
Let's learn us some oils. Up, Bonterre! Woohoo! Bonterre! Yay! You're so silly. Wait, you gotta... Taking him back in the morning, he's not doing any better. Oh. So Casey Phillips says she won a sample a few weeks ago, which, by the way, that breathe is amazing. It is actually very amazing, isn't it? Amy said she's watching from the road. Please tell me you're not driving, because if you are, turn it off and watch us later. Please.
Hey, Bonterre. Is John watching?
So, Hope says she's not smacking him this time. He's pitiful.
Did he get his cornbread?
You're so silly. So will you kiss me with that face? Oh God, wait. I was just kidding. Wait. You're all kinds of tore up here.
It's all discombobulated.
That's because you're discombobulated.
Discombobulated.
No, you're good. Put it on there again. Yeah, so... Yeah, there you go. There, much better.
YouTube!
Hey, look, Mr. Jason turned into J-Null.
Hope all is well
in
YouTube land. I feel like my face is all whoop-de-doo.
It is now. Your beard has to be up like this, so there you go. Mwah.
Me Viking, me got him kiss.
You
No,
keep
see, it is
pulling down
inside
on it.
out.
No, it's not.
Yes, the beard is.
Is it
The
flippy
beard,
flippy?
the beard is messed up.
I don't think so.
Yes, because the braids are not sewn. Stupid, crazy. Your kids.
No.
Yes.
No. You have no sense about you. You know that.
Mel Mel. William McFadden.
You are some kind of silly.
Well,
now
look,
you done messed it
look,
all
you can undo
up.
it right there.
No, I see that, but you done messed it all
I didn't mess it up.
up.
I messed it up. Your
Yes,
kids,
you
your
did.
kids messed it up.
No, you did.
Nope.
You the kid.
Nope.
Mm-hmm. See the... You hurt my head sometimes. You know that, right? She said John is here with her.
Good.
Right, so here... Wait.
See? You broke it.
No.
You're mean kids.
Okay, so now put it on.
See? Now
Wait.
that's better.
Hold on. There's your braids. Oh, well.
Because we're going to be manly men tonight.
Yes. There you go.
Manly men. Manly men. It's all kind of whoop-de-whoop still. We got it all.
It's backwards. Yes, Jason got a haircut. You're such a dork. I think you're supposed to wear it this way. I think the hat is supposed to be like this.
Totally ruins the whole
I don't
intro.
understand how this works. She's got them. Did you guys like mess with the...
No, your kids
buttons?
did. Your children were playing with it.
Okay, so the front of the hat is supposed to be where? Is that the front?
We are men. We are men in tight.
Okay.
Tight.
Okay, so now,
Okay.
that being said, no, this is the front. It's supposed to go like this. Okay, we're waiting on everybody to get in here. That's the only reason why we're messing with this, because we know it's still going to be a minute before everybody gets in here.
Do the announcement, please, in like
share in all your groups
in all your
that
groups.
you hang out with.
Homestead Homies, share it in
Home
Big Bear,
Peoples.
show it in Pratt Family, show it in Bon Terre, show it in Tommy's, everybody. Friends of Alderman Farms, lend me your ears.
Let me see now. There. Now it's perfect.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Please don't. Anita, the struggle is real. Pray for little John. He's not feeling good. Yeah. Definitely keep John from Hope's Homestead, Cherish's husband.
That's why I'm wearing this, because he has Scandinavian blood.
Does he really?
Mm-hmm. And Irish, he's got Irish like me and Scandinavian blood. So I'm wearing this Viking hat in the honor of my friend, Mr. Hope.
Mr. Hope, yeah.
Mr. Hope. You got this all kind of cockeyed.
No, you got a cockeye. You're a cockeye. Okay, enough with the hat.
Whew.
Okay. Oh, that was a lot of work.
You ain't lying.
Okay. Speaking of a lot of work,
Now I got yarn in my mouth.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Hope there.
Mason jar.
Alright. So it's about 10 after, 11 after.
Mason jar of tea.
We got about 30 in here. Now what you doing? You're welcome, lost dude.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, enough.
Hey, who's drinking that tea?
Well, hopefully you're gonna share it.
Negative, Ghost Rider. You pinch. No pinchy, pinch. Mixing it up. I put the lemon essential oil in my tea. Now,
Irish with tea, snowflake. What?
I don't know. You gonna turn that off now?
Sure. Poof. Off goes the AC. Are you kidding me?
Why me?
Seriously. Ah! Mr. Hope. Hope is abusive.
Hey, you gonna eat that cornbread?
You kill me. Yeah, that's what you get. See? Recycled garden. Please lie. Okay. I am 7 away from 5. Oh, I can. She's the one we're supposed to donate a bottle of something for their subscription.
You didn't tell me.
Wonderful Blessed Life. I'm sending you all of your stuff. It's supposed to be here on Monday, so I'll just throw it in with that, and I'll put a little description in there to let you know what it is.
You like the Farmer Mimo. You like the Farmer Mimo.
We love Farmer Mimo. Doc said no cornbread for 2 weeks. What a quack.
Can't go 2 weeks without no cornbread.
If I'd done it to you, it would be way worse. I love how he changed his name to Mr. Hope. I think it's funny.
Hey, can you scratch my back, please?
It's going to cost you a swig of tea.
Scratch my back. Scratch the back.
You better bring the mason jar over here.
Scratch the back
No,
first.
trust but verify.
You know what? Forget you then. It's going to be that way.
I totally didn't even see it. You said he was a quack. That's funny. Okay, so it's about 1:15. We've given everybody that's going to be here a little bit of time, so we'll just kind of run with it, and as people come in, they can join in and ask us what we're covering, because you know that's what they do. Okay, so tonight, instead of covering an actual oil.
An actual oil.
Yes, an actual essential oil.
Essential.
Yes.
Oil.
We're going to cover what? What are we going to cover?
Scratching my back. Other side.
Try Massachusetts cornbread, evil.
I wish I had a button where I could push and it would echo.
No. I know.
Because that would be
But no.
stupid cool.
No.
Yes, it would.
So anyway,
what
we're going to cover tonight. What are we going to cover, Jason?
The lifelong vitality.
Sweet crude oil.
Supplements.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about supplements tonight instead of just the essential oils. So most of the time when we talk about the essential oils, we're talking about trying to address a certain
ailment
or issue, right? So, Sugar Mama's here. Say hello, Sugar Mama.
Hi, Sugar Mama.
So normally when we're talking about oils, we're talking about certain ailments or issues that you're trying to address. Yes, I see that. Hello, Shark Bait. We watched a video about your favorite thing today.
Dun,
Mm-hmm.
dun, dun.
So yes, we're going to talk about the supplements that doTERRA has, and specifically 3 of them. There are several others that they have, but these address overall health and support overall health. So, what I want to know is, what is everybody's definition? What does it look like to you to be healthy? What is your idea of being healthy? What does that look like to you?
That's the girl that's really thick.
That's really thick.
Yeah, and you don't want to call her fat. You're like, oh, she's so healthy. Well, that's what you said, how you took it when your family called you healthy.
Do you see all these people in here? Do you see that primarily they're women?
Yeah.
Do you really think that was a good idea?
Mm-hmm. They're all
Now
laughing.
look at everybody and say, I'm sorry.
They're laughing.
Look at them and say,
that
I'm
was
sorry.
what you...
That was for all the women. You were supposed to... You were supposed... I was supposed to get nothing but hair. Look, you know what you
spankings will resume.
Well, you know what you did? You turned your head like this, and my back of my palm right here.
Why you turn it so red?
Because I didn't hit you that hard. I was trying to get your head and do it to nose over.
You're going to give me another concussion.
Give me a kiss.
No.
I'm waiting for the delay because you're about to see. Ow! I really didn't. What happened is you moved right when because I was trying to do this and you looked right at me and it went.
Will you stop with the dragging of my neck? You're gonna break my neck.
I'm sorry. Let me
No.
get kisses. I'm sorry. Okay, so healthy. Okay, yeah, it echoed. Y'all don't even understand. I totally did not mean to hit him like that. That's what you get for the Jaws comment. Okay, so anyway.
This video just went viral.
Should we leave you two alone? Okay.
Everybody get over to Big Bear. Bobby's beating the hell out of Jason.
No sound effects needed for that. I know, like he moved his head and my right here just like perfectly hit that bare spot right
You're
there.
going to see everybody that doesn't come
to
to our live stream in about 2 seconds.
Okay, so the slap heard around YouTube. Okay, so anyway.
That's gonna
Now
be
that we've been distracted.
Go into about 18 minutes into the video and watch Robin slap the crap out of Big Bear.
Okay, so what does healthy look like to you? What is your idea of, let's just say you in general. Does anybody here feel that they are completely 100% healthy?
I did talk about a concussion a minute ago.
I totally did not
No,
mean
you
that.
were
I'm
so
sorry.
going to pay later off camera.
Okay.
I'm going to tickle you till you pee.
Look at all the likes now. Healthy equals feeling good. Able to walk and not breathe heavy and have normal blood pressure. Okay, so that sounds pretty accurate. What do you think?
I'm still tickling you till you pee.
How much do I owe you? I am sorry, y'all. I really am. Y'all are going to make me blush the whole rest of the day. Oh, okay, so I'm 100% broken. Okay. So got no, not completely healthy. Anybody else willing to say not healthy, fairly healthy, kind of healthy? No, not always. Okay. I know we have a lot of people. A thick woman. Damn. You're killing me, man. I don't know anyone totally healthy. Okay. Let's see. Healthy is Baywatch body. Okay.
What?
Like how the women
That's
look
all
in Baywatch.
silicone.
Thick women are healthy. Okay.
John likes big girls.
You know you said that loud enough for everybody to hear.
It's true.
Let's see. Thick women rule. My large toe on my left foot is healthy. Okay. Far from healthy. Can we use that slap part of the video in our videos? Nothing diagnosed but feel like crap every day. I'm so healthy. Superman is jealous. The rest of me not so much. Okay. So, we're all admitting that for the most part, we don't either know somebody or ourselves we're not healthy. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, so one of the things Candace is saying not having back pain would be her definition of being healthy. What is yours?
Not having a headache.
Not having a headache. Not having a concussion. Not getting smacked by your wife.
Not so much up here, but right back here.
No, it's like right here. Real men have curves. I ain't healthy, but at least I'm still breathing. Can't say much more, though. Okay, so let me ask you, does anybody know what the contributing factors to our health or our unhealthy status are?
Children.
Children, okay. What does that translate into? What does that cause? Stress. Okay, so stress is something. Healthy, waking up, able to make it through the day without having to take pain pills or other prescribed pills. Okay, that's fair. So you said stress.
Well, I mean, healthy is having good blood pressure.
Okay.
Having good sugar levels. Having a good oxygen and having good O2 stats.
Mm-hmm.
Having a very, well, I can't use the word healthy, but having a strong immune system, having good gut junk.
Mm-hmm.
Having good junk in the gut.
Mm-hmm.
Not junk in the trunk.
Okay.
I got enough junk in my trunk.
Okay, so a couple of things. So guts, what we eat, diet, lifestyle. What we eat. Genetic disorders can cause it, that's right. Sciatic nerve, okay. So,
not being...
Poor diet, stress, there you go.
I think one of the things that... Okay, well, I'm just going my turn when you tell me to talk.
No, go ahead. I asked you.
No, I don't want you to smack me.
Okay, so Old as Dirt says good gut bacteria, good oxygen in your system. And I'm assuming they mean dehydration is a cause, not... So being hydrated would be good. Mm-hmm. Healthy gut would help. Attitude has a lot to do with feeling healthy. Okay. So what were you going to say?
I was just gonna go into why save me for the part when you ask what makes you think we're unhealthy.
That's what I was just asking.
No, you were asking about the healthy.
No, I already did that. You were still answering that when I've already asked. Everybody's saying menopause makes them ill.
Oh, I think one of the things that makes us unhealthy is no.
No, I mean I'm looking at this.
I think a 99.999% of it is diet.
Okay.
Because our food is dead food.
Okay.
We pasteurize, homogenize, supersize, super antibiotic size and do all this to our food, and we're not getting the good bacteria in our guts, which promotes a healthy immune system. We're not getting all the vitamins and everything that we need, that we normally, that our grandparents and our great grandparents were getting from their food. Now, granted, you know, a lot of them lived to be 100, 105, and considering healthcare was nowhere near.
No, I mean my grandmother, who was born in 1910.
They were believing in bloodletting still.
Well, she only went to the hospital 4 times in her entire life, and one of them was when she died. So she even had babies at home. She didn't. They didn't. You know, they didn't do any of that stuff.
Suburban, I never said I was healthy.
Right. So,
and I think that
diet and stress are major factors. Okay, unhealthy is no exercise. Today we sit too much. Okay.
And I think with us eating dead food, processed food, our bodies can no longer healthfully manage stress, anxiety, all these different emotions that a person has. Because, like, stress eats up the magnesium level in your body.
Right.
So if you work in a high stressful job, military, police, first responders, emergency room personnel, you know, all those kind of things where your adrenaline glands are pumping. Your body's losing magnesium and a whole bunch of other stuff that you're not getting replenished through the food that you eat.
Okay.
And that leads to unhealthy lifestyle. Or not necessarily unhealthy lifestyle, but just being unhealthy. Your risk of heart attack goes up. Your risk of diabetes goes up. Your risk for that goes up. Your risk for stroke goes up. Your plain just demeanor goes in the crapper. Because you stressed out so much and your body's not able to process it, then you become depressed.
Okay.
Then your anxiety goes through the roof. You don't want to get up and go do things. You just want to kind of melt into the couch, and then it becomes the snowball that's rolling downhill, and the next thing you know,
unhealthy.
You're just pissy all the time.
There's one thing that I have not seen anybody mention yet. Yes, diet plays a huge part in our health.
Okay, what? What's the one thing?
What's the thing that I always talk about in all these oils that they do so well, that they're always so good at? There's so many of them that have this property.
They make you pee.
No. Antioxidant. So what do antioxidants do? Antioxidants
the opposite
get rid
of the oxidants.
Right. So the antioxidants get rid of free radicals that are in your body, that your body gets exposed to. So
free radicals.
We're talking about things like, and this is one of the things that, you know, Jason made a good point without realizing he was making, is that, you know, our family members back 1910, 1920, they were not exposed to the environmental issues that we have now. Okay?
We have more pollution.
So pesticides.
Herbicides. Fungicides.
The pollution that we have now. All of these different things. Household chemicals. Cigarette smoke. All of these different things.
But wait a minute. 50 years ago, doctors were promoting cigarettes.
Well, yeah. Anyway. Rest. That's David's correct. People aren't sleeping enough. It's hurting their health. Right. So, you got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, basically, are those snowflakes in America? Free radicals. Now that's funny. So antioxidants are vitamins and minerals that help to get rid of the free radicals that attack either DNA or also other cells. What?
Nothing.
Oh.
Well, do you know that because of
Hey, Amy.
we are eating so much processed food and we're eating so much junk and we don't have a way to get rid of the radicals that our DNA has changed?
I believe that. I believe it. It's changed over
just
time.
about everybody has some type of pesticide, herbicide in their DNA now.
Right. So antioxidants actually keep the cardiovascular system, the brain, and the nervous system functioning at their optimum levels. So when you've got all these free radicals in your body, your health levels of your heart, your nervous system, your brain, all these major functioning parts of your body are not functioning at their optimum function level because of all of these environmental things. And then also we compound that by not eating well. Okay? And then on top of that, our food supply is no longer what it used to be. So it makes it darn near impossible
for a plain yellow pumpkin to become
to be able it makes it almost impossible to be able to get all of the things that you need to have a healthy body. You can't do it through just food. It just doesn't work that way. So Hope made a good point. Nowadays, we don't eat to survive. We eat for taste. So some people will say, I don't eat to live, I live to eat.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, I've been that way. I mean, put me over at an Olive Garden. I am not eating to live. I am living to eat. Right? Okay.
William, we're finna get into that.
Okay. So, basically, what we're going to talk about is these 3 supplements they've put together to work together to promote a healthier, longer vitality.
Could all these things have to do with dementia? I think so.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think we've seen the rates of that, steadily increase. We've seen cancer go up. We've seen autism go up. We've seen all of these different things. Now, one could argue that as we learn more about each illness, we're more able to identify more things. Like, we're still learning daily about autism. What?
Monterre said it great.
Yes, we are overfed but still undernourished. That's exactly right. Yes, exactly right. I'm with you on the bacon. Okay, so Susan Carmichael says, when we eat fast food, we get sick the next day, so we stopped, and our homegrown food tastes so much better. So I've canned quick meals canned quick meals so that when they need a quick meal, they've got it. Suburban Hillbilly says, eats a 26-ounce porterhouse by herself. Oh, that's a lot of food. So that's what our meals now consist of, right? It's meat, sweet. So we go for the meats, and then we go for the sugars, right?
We go for the salts, the fats, and the sugars.
Exactly. Which are not good for you when they're eaten the way that we eat them.
Well, if you guys remember when we were kids, they had the food pyramid.
Mm-hmm. And they've changed that so many times.
It's no longer a food pyramid anymore. They're not teaching a food pyramid. It's a plate. It's a freaking plate.
Yeah, it's a plate.
And they have it broken down now to where you have a small portion of meat. Mm-hmm. And a small portion of grain, and a whole bunch
fruits and vegetables.
Fruits and veg.
But even eating raw fruits and veggies, you're not going to be able to consume all of the nutrients that you need in a day. Mm-mm. I mean, it's just in the way that our food is grown now, it's even more so not.
Even by us growing as much as we can here on our homestead being completely better, what we call better than organic, because because I don't know if you guys know this, but just because they have the label organic does not mean that they're not using chemicals.
They're allowed.
They're allowed up to a certain range.
Percentage, right.
And still be able to be classified as organic.
Yes.
So we always tell everybody we're better than organic because we don't use any at all.
No.
But even eating our own fruits and veg that we care for that way, eating our own grass-fed beef, eating our own pasture-raised pork, and eating our own pasture-raised chicken.
Right.
That still, we are all so undernourished.
And then when you start having to compete with all of the oxidative stress that's going on through the environment, the stuff that we didn't have to deal with 100 years ago or 75 years ago that we have to now, you're fighting a losing battle. So, and Amy Fuel made a good point. Another thing is gluten. There's so many people nowadays that are becoming allergic. They're gluten intolerant. And so that becomes another thing where people with celiac disease, things like that.
I have my own opinions when it comes to that, and it's some of the times it's been proven correctly. I think we're so quick to label somebody allergic to chickens or they can't do dairy products.
Right.
And when it boils down to, it's not the chicken that they're allergic to. It's not the fish that they're allergic to, or the pork or the beef or the dairy products. It's the daggum crap that they're putting into it. You're having an allergic reaction to that chemical. Because there was a little boy that could not have any poultry.
Right. Nothing having to do with poultry.
And there were friends of ours from Icebox Farms. His parents were buying basically their free-range eggs. And they were just like us. They were better than organic. And the boy slipped some. He snuck some. I mean, he was a boy being a boy. He was hungry. And he didn't get sick. And so they started letting him eat the eggs. And they told Tasha and Steve this. And Steve is a doctor.
Right.
And he said, well, you know what?
That makes sense. Let's try.
Let's try some of our chicken. Just give him a small, tiny piece. And they did. And guess what? That kid is now eating chicken. And he's now eating eggs. And now they're questioning everything that... Because this poor kid had a super long list. It's like the only thing he could eat was like cardboard. That he was allergic to everything. So now his parents are now going back, going, okay.
Trying things a different way.
Yeah, they're trying things a different way.
Right.
Okay, he can't have peanuts, right? All right, so let's grow some peanuts in our backyard.
See what happens.
See what happens. And they're coming to learn that the kid's really not allergic to the food. He's allergic to all the processed crap that they do to our food before it reaches you at the store.
So like Jatan said, her neighbor was labeled allergic to milk, but later found out it's the antibiotics that are in the milk. She can drink raw milk. She has no problems. Wholesome Roots said wheat started being sprayed with glyphosate, and now everyone is gluten intolerant. Right. So, you know, that's the issue is there's all of these free radicals that are now being introduced into our system that our body just cannot fight off, right?
And for those of you that, are like me, and you like bread, and you like noodles, and so you need your wheat to make the flour, and there is another plant out there that produces roughly about... Per one plant, it produces more of the seeds that you can do. It's not really wheat, but it's kind of like a wheat substitute. It's called amaranth.
Amaranth.
And you can get different, I don't want to call them breeds, but that's the best word for it. Different species of the amaranth to grow, and that will be able to be grown in your area of the country. That's something that we're starting to look into. because I'm really sick and tired of you know getting the noodles at the store, and then all of a sudden I feel like crap after we have spaghetti.
And that's one thing we found. So we did away with all that when we were on the keto diet, right? So we weren't doing bread, we weren't doing pasta, we weren't doing rice, none of those carbohydrates, those heavy meals. And part of it is you're not having all that heavy stuff that your body's having to fight and produce and break down. But I think overall our energy level went up. We took all of that stuff away. Well, now because of certain financial circumstances, we're going to kind of have to slow down on that a little bit until we can get our income back up and running. Then we'll go back to where we're full-time doing that. We're still trying to minimize how much bread and pasta and stuff, but we still have to have it in meals to kind of make things. So, but I have noticed that just with adding bread back in or adding noodles back in, I'm very sluggish. I'm not feeling good. And like my knee has been, I have so much fluid on my knee right now, guys, and I didn't fall. I didn't do anything to it. It makes no sense to me. And the only thing that I can...
Well, I mean, Amy did hit you a couple times at the
no, she did
conference because you walked away from the booth. She hit you with that big whip. She's got, bow, get back in that booth. You're like, I just got to pee.
So Wholesome Roots says yellow or curly dock grows wild everywhere, and it's delicious ground into flour. So we need to probably talk to you, because I know every year our garden is riddled with curly dock at the beginning of the year. So that's something. I've never made flour from curly dock. So, and then I've also heard Daniel over at Gopher Green did, what's it called? Lamb's quarters, right? Wild spinach that you can do it too. So she said, that's it, I'm leaving.
So what do you do? You just, okay, Big Bear, you just told me that even if I am able to grow 100% of my own stuff, I'm able to make my top shelf booch, and I'm able to ferment some of my own food. I'm not going to be able to 100%
right.
Get it back to where it needs to be. Well, that's where these, let me see if I can do it. Oh, turn this one around.
Yeah, acorn flour, yes, you,
that's where these, come into play. These are supplements. Now, every guy that's in the room or sitting next to his wife right now, when you went through that bodybuilding stage in your teenage 20 years, you took supplements. And what were the supplements there for? They were there to add the protein or add the amino acid that you needed. Why? Because you were putting the extra load on your muscles. And what you were doing with bodybuilding is you were literally working out this muscle. And during that working out process, you were tearing the muscle. And you were stretching the muscle. And then all the fibers in the muscle were coming back, but they were building new. That's how people got bigger. And you needed the extra supplement, the extra protein.
Hello, Bessie Williams.
The extra amino acid to help this muscle rebuild.
Right.
For it to get larger.
Right.
These are really, for a lack of a better term, no different. Except for they're not making you an huge bodybuilder. What they're doing is replenishing, like Farmer Meemaw, she takes magnesium every day. Why? Because stress and stuff eats away at the magnesium. Your environment eats away at the magnesium that's in your body, and your body needs a certain amount.
Well, and there are some things that your body just can't.
You can't reproduce.
You can't make, right, that you have to still have in your body, that you have to introduce into your body for health. So the first, so there's 3 different bottles, and yes, this is a lot of pills to take. I will be the first one to tell you you have to take 12 pills a day. That's a lot. Now, I know a lot of people who cut it in half, who only do 6 a day.
In all fairness.
Well, I know the size. Yes, we're talking about lifelong vitality.
4 of them are just like this.
Yeah, and that's the essential oil complex, correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one's packed full of essential oils, which is pretty cool.
And then the other ones are just this size. They're just like
they're just regular caplets. They're veggie caplets. They're not very big. Yeah. Okay, so Wholesome Roots just ordered some, and she just got hers and hasn't taken them in yet.
Oh,
so.
You got to start taking them.
And Jatan, you need to listen up, because I was thinking about you and I was doing my studying, because this autoimmune disease came in.
Suburban, you don't take 12 at a time.
No, you can take 6 in the morning, 6 in the afternoon. You can break it up. Some people only take 6 a day. They take, yeah. So you split it. You do 2 of each in the morning, then 2 of each in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Jason's experience has been you don't take them at night. Like some people will break them out to where they do it in the morning and in the evening.
Well, I was talking last night in Insomnia. Mm-hmm. Everybody's body chemistry is different. And we were talking about this supplement pack last night. Mm-hmm. And this is one of those that you cannot lose with. Because doTERRA believes in them so much. If you follow the directions to a T, and in 30 days you felt like they don't do nothing.
They didn't do anything for you.
You call them.
They give you your money back.
They give you your money back. Mm-hmm. Now, the only crazy thing about that is some people don't realize that because it's what they do, the changes that they make are so subtle. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like when I first started taking the frankincense. Mm-hmm.
We noticed it before you did.
Everybody in the house noticed it, and I'm like, y'all are just crazy. I'm not seeing any difference.
Right.
I'm not seeing anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
But I'm going to keep doing it. But the one day, or like the 1 or 2 days that I just forgot to take it on my own, I was like, holy crap.
And then what did we do? Did you take your frankincense today? No.
I could tell.
Right.
And so now I get my cup of coffee in the morning, and I have my frankincense bottle and my Kalupa bottle.
Kapiva.
Whatever.
That's
right
what
there.
I said.
And I also now have these right here. For me, the very first time I took the Lifelong Vitality Pack, I take 6 in the morning and 6 at lunch. I take it right after I get done eating breakfast, and I take it. For me, okay, this is just my experience. I felt a difference within an hour. Within an hour, I was like, I gotta go do something.
Not to the point where you were like on edge,
no.
But just that you felt...
No, I found the old me.
Right.
I found the old me that was self-motivated, that would be able to get up, go do things. I didn't have to be forced into or nagged into going to do it. I don't want to say it took me out of the depression for that day, but for lack of a better term, it kind of did.
Now, how about your pain level? Because that's one of the things people are asking. How's your pain?
My pain, I don't really have that much anymore. You know, but here's the thing.
Getting there, Amy.
Taking this, it boosted my energy level, which got me more active, which helps with all the arthritis and all the nerve damage
issues,
and all that being active and moving around. I did have to relearn what my limitations were. I had to relearn that I wasn't an 18-year-old kid anymore. And
Even though you felt like one.
I felt like one, but my body was like, no, fat boy, you're not picking all of that stuff up.
Right.
No. You know, and if I physically could pick it up, but I was feeling it the next day. You know, where before, and that's just normal age.
Well, muscle memory, right. Your muscles are not, right.
And the fact that I was kind of sitting in, going through a little bit of a depression, having my anxiety go through the roof when I would go, like, okay, let's be real for a minute with everybody. My anxiety would get the best of me sometimes out in public, that if we were sitting down somewhere and too many people came in there, and I didn't get out of there fast enough, I would get physically sick. I would either puke or get the cha-chas. I mean,
instant.
Like that. And most of the time I was puking.
Which is really, because a lot of the times it was at a restaurant. So we would be eating a nice, pricey, and by pricey I mean just more than McDonald's pricey. But, you know, $10 plate, $15 plate of food. He'd walk outside and everywhere.
Yeah. You know, and so we started taking the frankincense.
Mm-hmm.
And I could start to handle. I couldn't go straight out to Black Friday. No, that crap didn't happen.
Mm-hmm. Or Joanne's. That wasn't stress, but anyway.
That was just a bad day. I mean, who puts a motion light in the bathroom? Anyway, but I could handle.
Good night, Cherish.
I could handle a little bit of a larger crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Not something big,
mm-hmm.
you know, but I could handle sitting in a Waffle House with 10 or 15 other people, 20 other people, 30 other people.
With it full, with there enough people, everybody sitting at a table.
You know, and then, you know, I was like, okay, this is cool. This is cool. But movie theaters and stuff like that, nope. We're still going to the matinee, and we're still going to pick a time when nobody else is really there. We're going to go to that know-nothing movie theater that's tucked back in a corner.
Right.
That you may or may not be the only, like when we went to go see War Room.
We're the only people on the whole thing.
Best movie ever. And we were no, there was another couple in there.
Was there?
Yeah. So, boom. You know, but now I can start to go to, with the superheroes, I can kind of start to go to the superhero movie premieres and stuff like that. And I'm okay.
So that's another thing too. Palmetto says anxiety mostly just irritates me until I'm disproportionately angry. That's a whole nother ball of worms. He's definitely been there too.
And so now I have been taking these for a little, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Yesterday, we went to breakfast with my parents in a packed huddle house.
And we weren't there for 30 minutes. We were there for the better part of an hour and a half.
And I didn't blow chunks.
Kept his meal completely.
Now, I ate like I just got out of prison. But it helped keep me. And that's what I think a lot of the oils, the frankincense, the kaplupa, the lifelong vitality, I think it's gotten my body chemistry to where it wasn't like this anymore, that now we may be like this, you know, or we may be like this, to where it's getting to be about level again. I went and was like, I was talking with Woody and a couple of other guys last night. The VA sucks. Plain and simple. They want to just medicate you and you're just a number. And they just want to medicate you and send you on your way.
We're talking about the Lifelong Vitality Pack, 62 D. Jones. So are they helping with anxiety too, Jason?
Yes. I asked, like, when I went to go see my little shrink at the VA for the PTSD, depression, and all that other labels they like to put me with. I asked her. I said flat out, because you always got to sit down. The first questions are how you doing? You feel like you're gonna harm yourself or anybody
else?
And they don't.
Okay, Deb.
They don't like my answer to that question. And the question is to whether or not I'm gonna harm myself. I tell them I am too freaking arrogant to do that. This is too pretty. But I asked, I told my shrink that I'd use essential oils, and oh my God, you think I said I killed a kid? Mm-hmm. She flipped. I mean, she was like Jesus at the temple. Mm-hmm. She was flipping tables, and and I got my own reasonings why she acted like that. But when I asked, could my body chemistry be out of whack? And she quickly answered no. Not, hey, let's draw some blood and let's run some tests, or, it could be.
That's a possibility.
It could be a possibility. It was a flat out no. Now, why?
Which is crazy because...
Is it because I'm a man? Y'all's hormones get out of whack all the time. Mm-hmm. That's one of the things that they try to get you guys when you guys are going through all your stuff, like especially after you have a baby, mm-hmm. or when you're going through the change.
Well, even before that, let's even start at
puberty.
Right, at puberty. Hormone levels are crazy.
But how is that? What? Because I got man stuff that doesn't happen? Bull. Because we break out with pimples, we get moody, mm-hmm. we have trouble digesting things sometimes. Mm-hmm. So why can't our stuff be out of whack?
Right. So William Galloway said the side effects from their drugs make it worse, and you don't realize it. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you a story, y'all. And this happened long enough ago that I don't think Jason will mind it. But Jason, when he and I first got together, one of the first things when I started to see how bad his anxiety and his PTSD was, I was that typical woman of I'm going to fix it. And I insisted that he go to the VA because as far as I knew, that was where veterans went to get help with PTSD. I told him I would go with him. We would sit down and go through it all together. We went, saw a shrink who, I believe English was maybe his third language. It wasn't his first by no means. And at the end of Jason's session, he took out his pad and wrote a script and threw it at Jason and have a nice day. And of course, Jason's thing was, I'm not doing meds. Well, I didn't know in his past he had a run-in with some meds previously.
Same doctor.
And I didn't know that. And I told him, I said, look, you have to. I'll be here with you. We'll go through this med thing together. We'll see, we'll figure it out. So, Jason started taking the medication. And usually it takes the medication about a week before it really gets into your system and gets going. So about a week into him taking the medication, we go to bed. And I wake up and he is in full panic mode and he doesn't recognize me at all. He was back to his traumatic experience, that time of his life, where he doesn't remember anything happening after that. And so he knew nothing about his grandparents being dead. He knew nothing about us being married. I mean, none of it. He was completely just gone.
But you did say I did pay you a good
yes.
compliment.
Well, what he told me was there was absolutely no way that he'd be married to me because I was just way too beautiful, that I was either a spy or, that, and so he totally didn't trust me at all, which was in its own way was very terrifying. Fortunately, I had a phone in the bedroom. My kids were all on the other side of the house, and I couldn't get Blaze's attention because, again, Jason had no recollection of who Blaze was. So I got the phone and I called a friend of ours and he came over and we called the VA. Said, hey, what do I do? And she said, well, there's nothing we can do. I mean, we can't really call an ambulance because if we do that, all they're going to do is have him sleep it off. So really all you need to do is just let him sleep it off. So I don't think you understand. He's not going to sleep. He is in full panic mode. Well, do you feel like he's going to harm you? Okay, you know what? I'm done with this conversation. Click. So I started thinking about what I know about medication. And I thought, well, okay, if I can get him to metabolize this faster, get it out of his system, then we can do something about it. So I called his friend. His friend came over, and we took him outside in his underwear. And it was 30 degrees outside. So he started shivering and shaking, and he remembered his friend because his friend was from before. And see, that's why I called the friend, because he knew the friend from high school. So I figured by him knowing the friend from high school, he wouldn't feel the least bit threatened by him at all. So he came over, he took him outside, they went out in his underwear, and in the meantime, I made some food, so we had him eating and shivering, and within a couple hours, it was out of his system. But we won't do medication again. That was ridiculous. And then when we talked to the doctor about it, he's like, well, we'll try something different. No. We're not doing that again. So, all that to say, side effects are no joke, y'all. I mean, you have no idea. And that's the worst part about side effects. You don't know until they've already become a side effect, right? Because you have the idea that it's a possibility, but until it actually happens, it's not real.
Well, I mean, just if you got TV, just listen to some of those drug commercials. Because they try to say them so fast.
Yeah.
They say them so fast. You know, this may cause blindness, herpes. Your elbow.
Like, wait a minute.
Your elbow
this
to fall.
This is for a migraine.
Well, it just got a headache. And then side effects may include diarrhea, constipation,
erectile dysfunction.
Your
Like,
elbow
what?
may fall off. You know, you're like, I just got a headache. You know, but that's the way it is right now. May cause heart attack, stroke, diabetes.
Yeah.
You know,
well, and part of that is because we're such a
Sue happy.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's one of those things that even if there's just the slightest possibility of something like that happening, why? Why would you want to do that?
Why would you even take the chance? Right, exactly.
And
so, okay, so let's talk about what these different things are. So the very first one, and from what I understand, okay, the first one is what they call alpha CRS plus, okay? And that one is the cellular vitality complex. And what this one does is it gives you the adequate amount of antioxidants needed on a daily basis, because if you were trying to do it with food, you can't. It's almost impossible.
You would have to eat a whole lot of cranberries.
Right. So there's a lot of polyphenols in this mix, which help fight inflammation. Also DNA damage, and we were talking about that earlier, and oxidative stress, which comes from the free radicals that are in the environment.
So right there, just this one alone, it helps with the inflammation. So that means a lot of us that have back issues, arthritis, stuff like that. This is going to help.
Okay, so the things that are in it, let's see. It's got a bunch of different things. I'm going to go through those in just a second. But what this one does by itself, when it's by itself,
must take with cornbread.
It helps with pain and inflammation, joint health.
This one's still, right?
Fibromyalgia, foggy brain. A lot of people deal with, like, you know, they always feel like they're kind of in a fog. Liver health, kidney health, cellular repair, mood, general mood, and then any kind of illness. Any kind of illness that's caused by the oxidative stress or the free radicals that are in the environment. So what does it have in it? First of all, it has boswellia resin, which people might recognize. That's the same family as frankincense. So this makes sense for you, I'm sure, right away. It helps regulate and decrease inflammation and pain. So there's also something called, and I'm going to butcher these, so Scutellaria root, which helps with cellular damage repair. It also supports kidney and liver health. Milk thistle, which is a liver protectant, and it's also a scavenger of free radicals, so it gets all those free radicals out of your system. Resveratrol, which comes from something that I don't want to even try to pronounce, which increases healthy cells and decreases free radical damage. So a lot of this is antioxidant based, right? Green tea leaf is in here, which is an antioxidant. Pomegranate is also an antioxidant. It lowers blood pressure and increases cardiovascular health. It has pineapple in it, which decreases pain and inflammation. You also have turmeric, which is an anti-inflammatory. It's also going against the free radicals that cause disease. Grapeseed extract, which lowers free radical damage and increases cellular repair. And so this is the thing too about these, is not only is it addressing the stuff that is causing damage, it's causing the it's going back and fixing the damage that's already been done. So that's the thing that you got to start thinking about, is it's not only preventing future damage, but it's addressing previous damage as well. You are not meant to be a product model. Move away from the supplements. A sesame seed protects liver from oxidative damage. So this has a lot of different things in it that definitely address the antioxidant issue. The free radical issue. Very high, strong antioxidant. The other thing that it has in it, and I don't know how many of you have taken supplements in the past, but a lot of times you'll end up with an upset stomach. Especially if you've taken them for a little while. You'll end up with this kind of yucky tummy every once in a while. Well, one thing that doTERRA has done is in these supplements, they've put what they call their tummy tamer. And what that does is it helps to prevent the upset stomach issue that people have when they're doing supplements. So the tummy tamer blend, what they call their tummy tamer blend, is peppermint leaf extract, ginger root, and caraway seed. So those three things they put in there to help you when you're taking these, to prevent you from having that, nasty stomach that comes with taking supplements. Okay, so the second one is, the one in your left hand. The Microplex VMZ. Okay, now that one is the food nutrient complex. So what we were talking about before, the contemporary diet that most people take part in is that meat sweet diet. They do a lot of fatty meats, sugar, and processed grains, right? So they're also really low, and this is the thing that they're mostly deficient in. It's usually low in fiber, vitamins, and minerals. Okay, real quick before I get any deeper into this, Bessie Williams wants to know what essential oil is good for relaxing a family. Lavender's a good one, but sometimes people don't do lavender. They don't like lavender. We have something called Serenity that is really good. We also have something called Balance that's really good. There are a lot of calming oils that are also good to diffuse. But one thing I like to tell people, Bessie, is sometimes something that might not necessarily be a calming oil, might not have the properties of being calming. If the family likes the way it smells, that in itself can be calming. If it's a familiar smell, like some people love the smell of pumpkin pie, right? Well, pumpkin pie is not, meant to be a calming thing, but because everybody takes that smell and goes back to grandma's house or whatever, and that makes them feel calm, then that in and of itself can be a calming smell.
I like the smell of your deodorant and perfume that calms.
You're a weirdo. But, so some people really like the smell of lemongrass. So, if everybody in the house likes the smell of lemongrass, that can be calming in and of itself because everybody likes that smell. Now, I know some gentlemen out there that don't like Serenity. And the reason why they don't like Serenity is because it has vanilla in it. So it smells...
Hey, Zeus family!
So it smells kind of girly. And it's kind of got that sweet smell. And the guys, some of the guys don't really like that. Wholesome Roots said frankincense. Frankincense can definitely help relax. Cedarwood. That's another one I was telling Nunda. Cedarwood, anything, as a rule of thumb.
None to your business.
Anything that smells like ground or nature, those smells are grounding typically. So cedarwood, cypress, white fir, and here's the thing, now with it being close to Christmas time, you're going to smell a lot of cinnamons and things like that, right? Yeah. So some people, for cinnamon, that's a... Cinnamon is one of those that's a nice comforting smell. So that can be calming. Wholesome Root says, Ryan says Serenity is an aphrodisiac. Well, what's funny is that one is supposed to be called the Restful Complex. So I don't know about all that. But again, different people, different things. So maybe vanilla is something that, Yeah. But anyway. So, okay, no cornbread for you, mister. I cooked dinner with cedarwood today. Okay, so there you go. Patchouli. Right, so some people love the smell of patchouli. Some people can't stand it. Some people, it makes them sick to their stomach.
Patchouli makes my mouth tight.
So, again, it can kind of depend on the person, too, right? So...
Again, going back to what I said, everybody's...
Yeah, see, Laura's one of those. Patchouli gives her a headache. She can't do patchouli. Yeah, they need to come out with a pumpkin pie spice oil.
I would so diffuse that all the time.
So that's why things like Scentsy do good, because there are people that still like to have.
What's up, just me?
Is it okay to try the scent in an airwick? I wouldn't do that in an airwick. What I would do is...
I want to answer that one.
Okay, go ahead.
I wouldn't put it in the airwick because the bottom of the airwick thing is plastic. And depending on what oil you're going to be diffusing, it'll eat away at that plastic.
That's true. Especially if you're doing like lemon, wild orange, any kind of citrus is not good for that. So,
and I wanna interject.
Okay.
One of the things that you guys may want to get into...
Amen, Amy. We love the vetiver here, too.
You may want to do when, if you haven't done it in a while, is like if you and the family are going out for a little while, I would diffuse basil and lemon. Try to get it to go throughout the whole house. Because what that does is that kills a lot of the bacteria and stuff that's in the air. And that
the lemon does, yeah.
And neutralize everything. I do it in my truck every so often. Like before we took the trip, the night before, we've got the car diffuser. I put basil and lemon in there and let it go all night.
We did that in my car because, they were taking it back and forth to the dairy, and I think they had spilled some milk in there at some point. And so all of the bacteria.
We did it in the hotel. Every hotel room when we have to stay in a hotel, we take a diffuser with us. We go as soon as we're allowed to check in. We check in. We set the diffuser with basil, lemon, and then sometimes like rosemary or another one to add a good smell to the room, and we diffuse it.
Sometimes we'll do rosemary and lemon instead of basil and lemon. But yeah.
We're gone. We will leave for a couple hours. And then we come back and then we'll diffuse some of our relaxing kind of stuff in there. Look, I'm a firm believer in diffusing these oils, y'all.
You got a stink bug.
I don't go to sleep without the diffuser in the bedroom anymore. I don't. Look. You guys can try to pull my man card if you want to. If I'm having a rough day, I go take me a bath and I put the stress oils in the water and I diffuse some stuff in there, and then like I'll listen to some like Five Finger Death Punch or something in there, and I just chill. Because one, it's not fair to my wife or my kids if I'm having issues or I'm having an episode for me to take it out on them. So I just get the bath water as hot as I can, and I put those grounding blends in there.
Well, no, be clear. He used to just put them straight in the water, but now we put them in Epsom salts first.
Yeah.
We put the oil in the Epsom salts. We swish it around a little bit, and then we put the Epsom salts into the bathtub, because that seems to, the oil binds to the salts a little bit better, and then helps to kind of spread out the oil throughout the bath much better that way. So let's see, what do you use for sleep? Oh, several different things.
We rotate a lot.
Yes.
We'll use lavender some nights. We'll use Serenity some nights. We'll use
cedarwood.
The what's the new fir one?
White fir.
I thought they were
Siberian fir.
Siberian fir. What's some of the other ones that you use?
Cypress.
All of the grounding blends.
Sometimes I'll do frankincense. It just kind of depends. Like Jason sometimes has some nightmares and things like that, and so sometimes I'll do vetiver. The thing with the vetiver though is that vetiver is very thick. It comes out almost like glue. It's very thick. So a lot of times I'll take a toothpick to that and then drop it in there, because I have to take it out of the bottle, because I have to take the orifice reducer off of it, and you don't want to spill it and waste it.
Now, here's another thing, but you can't be in the room when you do it, because it'll choke you out. But if you've come into and then we'll get back on track. If you come into a room where you're remodeling a bathroom, or you're remodeling a room, and you find some black mold, stick the diffuser in there with oregano.
Amy said, Mark said, because of you, he'll let me use my diffuser more now. He said it takes a man's man to convince me.
I'm Mark. Look, brother, I am 100% serious, man.
Frankincense and myrrh. I never thought about doing myrrh. We need to, because we just got that one not too long ago. So we need to diffuse myrrh and see how that one does. I bet that would be good too. Yeah.
And that's a good one. Like Mark, if out on the construction site, no lie, brother, you come across something that's got the black mold, slip that bad puppy in there, let it diffuse for a couple of hours. Now, obviously, go back on there still wearing your mask, but it's still a lot. It's going to be a lot safer for you.
Oregano.
For mold. Yep, I looked it up. I was just, we were having issues, and believe it or not, it came from our old dryer. It was not letting out the tube, the heat, and blah blah, and it was making the whole house, especially Blaze's room.
There's a lot of mold in Blaze's room.
Yeah,
a lot.
And so I was like, what can I use to kill this? That it's not just going to be bleach and just make it all nasty. Because both Blaze and I can't be in there. I didn't have enough masks to go around at the house with the girls being home. And so I started looking at her witchcraft stuff. And I forget which one of these books I pulled out. And it has it in there that oregano will kill black mold. And so I put it in there and started to
kill the black.
Diffuse it. And I was in there, but it was the oregano was choking me out.
That's funny. Wholesome Root says I need to plant oregano oil all over my pasture then. See, that was the thing that she was having issues with this year, which was losing her goats, was because there was mold that was growing from all of the wet weather that we had, and then it got so hot so quick that the mold, it was perfect for the mold to grow. And but you know, Wholesome Roots, I mean, that wouldn't be a bad thing.
Yeah. I would definitely, You know, that would be something to do, and then come back and tell us to see if it works. If it worked.
Yeah, you can spray it on also, right? So make a mixture, and you know.
Man, my brain only goes so far. I didn't think that's a good idea.
You could do vinegar, right? You could do vinegar and oregano, and I bet that would have been fantastic. Maybe even some lemon. That would be, you know, and Amy, I think that's an awesome idea for her to do. If she put oregano in her pasture, think about how much of a natural dewormer oregano is. Or, you know, just in general for overall health, that would be an awesome thing to put in your pasture. I think that would be great, you know, to kind of throw that in there. Now, I know people who plant oregano and they have chickens, and they'll pluck some of the oregano off as it's growing and toss it in there for the chickens to peck on. You know, that's the kind of thing that, you know.
Yeah.
So.
But that, I mean, there are, look, I know there's a lot of guys listening, they're thinking this is a bunch of girly stuff, and I did too in the beginning.
You really did. Really he gave me a really hard time.
Aloha!
Oh, Ricky's here too.
But where do you see Ricky?
Maybe not.
Right. Yeah. Hey, Ricky. But I have started to turn to these things before anything else. Like, you know, like, let's say, guys, we are out in our shop, and we nick ourselves on a salt. And what's the first thing that we do, or at least me? I suck on it for a minute, suck the blood out, whatever, get it clean, or I'll spit on it, and then I'll get some electrical tape
and wind it up.
Well, now I keep a bottle of On Guard in my shop, because one, the girls see me sucking my own blood, they go to puking, and I'll be the first to admit I'm a sympathy puker. I'll be right beside them puking. But now I just one drop of the On Guard, wrap it with the electrical tape, and you know, I keep on going. And not once has that stuff backfired on me where I've had to go get a tetanus.
And even an even better story, when we were first starting to do this, you even got upset with me.
Oh yeah, I wasn't a true.
He wasn't a believer yet.
Believer is a bad term. I was not on board yet.
Okay, so Carol Ann stepped on a very rusty nail, like. Seriously.
I don't think you should tell this story, because if somebody's not believing, we may get child services.
No, because we monitored it. As soon as it would have been an issue, we'd have gone. I mean, it wouldn't have been, and it wouldn't have been neglect at all.
Yeah, because I was.
Yeah. So what happened is she stepped on a nail, and it was from existing property here. So I didn't know how long it had been here. So we immediately cleaned it, flushed it, hydrogen peroxide it.
We did the basic
alcohol, you know, all the stuff you normally do, right? And one could argue that was enough, and that was what, you know, did it. But we took On Guard and put it on where she she's still alive, no child services needed, right? So I put the On Guard on the hole where her little foot got,
and the cellular regrowth was pretty cool too. And that's one of the things that I noticed. Like, if you look at my hands, okay, there's not many cuts and nicks and stuff. Ever since I started putting that On Guard stuff on there, I don't get scars anymore, which kind of sucks, because I think scars do something for you.
Well, you know, but.
So let's get back on track. We got one more.
Okay. No, we weren't even through the microplex. We hadn't even started that one. So microplex is a food nutrient complex. The way that contemporary diets are now, it's like we said, it's mostly processed grains, fatty meat, sugar. It's usually low in fiber, low in vitamins, and low in minerals. So research says that half of our population is at risk for deficiencies in vitamin D, magnesium, vitamin A, and calcium.
Now, we get vitamin D from the sun.
Right. But when we're inside for our jobs 24 hours a day, or we're sitting on a...
Yeah, there's a lot of them snowflake kind of guys, though, too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know.
So, trying to get all... And the thing is that there's 26 vitamin, minerals, and nutrients that your body needs. And trying to get all of those from food is just unrealistic at this point. The way that our food is available now to us is just not.
Well, I don't really agree that it's unrealistic, because we're in a homesteading group. A lot of these people are growing their own. Mm-hmm. So 99.9% of the people that are in here stand a better chance than Joe Public has at getting the stuff from their food. The problem lies in that in the environment, the outer world from our little homestead. Mm-hmm. That the stressors and all that kind of crap are so abundant that no matter how much we eat from our garden, it's not replacing what we're using. You know, it's no different. The best way to look at it, I think, is look at it as you're on a calorie counting diet. Mm-hmm. And you're going to only eat so many calories in a day, but you're burning twice that many, so you're losing the weight. Mm-hmm. So when you're out at work or you're out doing your thing, you're burning that magnesium and all these vitamins and antioxidants, but you're not replacing them with enough to just replenish what you burned.
Right. Exactly. So another thing that most people don't know about is something called bioavailability. And what that means is the degree...
So, how available is your bioavailability?
Really? So, bioavailability means the degree at which a substance is absorbed into circulation. So, a lot of your nutrients, nowadays when you buy a multivitamin or a multi-whatever supplement, a lot of times the idea is more is best, right? We'll just overflow you with it, and eventually you'll get enough in your system, your body will suck it in, and it'll be done, right? So the problem is that sometimes those mega doses are not a good thing. It can actually work against. It can cause more harm than it does good. Because you've taken multivitamins before, right? We've put you on a multivitamin before, and it did nothing for you like these do.
No, yeah, right? Absolutely.
Nothing like what they do.
But in all fairness, nobody's ever OD'd from vitamins.
Sure. Fair. This particular...
Now, French fries, on the other hand.
This particular food nutrient, the Microplex VMZ, has natural, highly bioavailable vitamins, minerals, and trace elements. And what they do is they work with your diet.
All right, what do you mean by bioavailable?
I just said that. The degree at which the substance is absorbed into circulation. So how much of it actually absorbs into your system as opposed to just getting
every vitamin
peed out or pooped out?
Isn't every vitamin
No, I mean, well, the thing is that, no, what happens is that you only take in, your absorption rate is only so much.
You're saying big pharmaceutical lied to me? Is that what you're saying?
We're missing comments. I really wish you would keep up with these.
I'm trying to learn.
So some people are saying my multivitamins make me sick. If anyone knows something, has a journey, just want to let you know. Uh-oh. That's not good. Just back again. Let's see. Thinking head stroke.
Vitamins give me migraines.
Yep. So that Vitality Pack helps you absorb vitamins. Yes, exactly. Vitamins give me, okay. Right, expensive pee. Exactly. That's what ends up happening. When you take in more vitamins than what your body can absorb, you just pee it out. Or you sweat it out. You don't retain it. It's not like fat where you just store it and use it later. It just evacuates. So, so what happens is with this one, it works with your diet.
We'll get that. We'll get to that in a minute. Just me.
Not against your diet. So many of these minerals, they've been combined with amino acids. And what that does is it creates all of these to be more bioavailable. So by pairing them with amino acids, it actually makes them more soluble and makes them able to be absorbed better at a much better rate.
Now, amino acids, remember, but same way with bodybuilding, amino acids, you burn them tremendously if you do any type of physical exertion, any type of physical act. If you go above and beyond your normal physical activity level. That's why bodybuilders, because you're going in there and you're hitting that gym hard, or you're any type of your athletes, you're hitting that gym hard, they're taking amino acid supplements to replenish those.
Hello, Amanda. So basically what that does is it makes these supplements recognizable as food nutrients, not just some random thing, and it kind of introduces it into our digestive system and recognizes it as food nutrients, right? So that works out really well. So it works with your diet, doesn't compete against your diet. So it provides 22 essential vitamins and minerals to support normal growth, function, and maintenance of cells. So cellular health is a big thing with these. It fights free radicals with vitamins A, C, and E. Supports healthy metabolism and cellular energy. Another cool thing about this is it supports bone health with calcium, magnesium, zinc, and vitamin D. It supports a healthy immune system function, and it also helps support healthy digestion as well. So it works well for a bunch of different things. The top uses for this, if it were to be used by itself, is to help with low energy or fatigue, compromised digestion or immune system issues, oxidative cell damage, malnutrition, poor health, all of those different things. So that's what that one does. So I'm going to go through a couple of things that it has in it just so you kind of know what is going on. We have water-soluble vitamin B and C, which increases energy levels and enhances macronutrient metabolism.
What the hell is that?
All of the nutrients that are metabolized in your system, and how they're transported through your system, and also the elimination, so the pee or the sweat of your system.
Back to the pee.
Right. It enhances immunity and cognitive function. It strengthens, this is another cool thing, it strengthens the lining of the smooth muscle in your GI tract. So anybody with any kind of GI issues, this is going to help with that as well.
And you know what? I have not
had any of your GERD issues.
Wow.
So.
Even with the pizza, I got a little bit of indigestion, but it was not that bad. I only had to take one of the Digest-N tabs, and it was gone. And I kind of overate on the pizza, to be honest with y'all too. Seriously, I had like 6, 7, maybe like a large pizza myself. I was hungry.
It also has fat-soluble vitamins A, E, and K, which increase free radical scavenging, and it also increases your immune system function.
It doesn't eat the fat cells?
No.
Damn
it. There's vitamin D3, which regulates your immune system. It also increases hormone balance, which is what Amy was talking about earlier. It helps with muscle health, and it also improves your cognitive function. So a lot of that, we were talking about foggy brain, where people kind of feel like they're in a haze and they're not able to concentrate as easily. That's where you were talking about earlier, where it was like, I got to do something, because your brain is ready to actually function at full capacity, where before it was kind of okay with, being at that haze level. It also has macro minerals, which support and enhance bone strength and density, promotes bowel health, muscle function, fluid balance, a healthy nervous system, cellular function, immunity, and hormone health. So that's all of those things. Those are really important things, especially for women. A lot of this stuff.
Men too. We have this. We've got hormones.
No, I was talking more about, a lot of women go through osteoporosis.
Men get that. Your daddy had that.
But not as prominent in men as it is in women. It happens, But that was from malnutrition. I mean, and that's the thing is if you're not taking care of yourself, then you're subject to anything.
I'm going to start standing up for dudes in this thing because, I mean, we are people too, dadgummit.
This also has polyphenols in it, so it increases free radical scavenging, it lowers inflammation, it increases proper cellular function.
I was gonna say I don't want the prom queens cells getting popular.
It also has a whole food blend in it, which enhances digestion and absorption of the micronutrients.
No, what's a whole
and
food
promotes
blend?
Balanced nutrition. I'll tell you what it is.
That stuff they just get at Whole Foods?
No. So it's a proprietary blend that they have. It has kale leaf powder, dandelion leaf powder, parsley leaf powder, kelp stem and leaf powder, broccoli, aerial parts powder, Brussels sprouts, cabbage leaf extract, and spinach leaf extract. So there's a lot of...
Check out what Amy said.
What did she say?
I personally know women who have taken this vitality pack and had their infidelity and hormones...
No, not infidelity. Infertility.
Infertility.
Oh my God, no. And hormones turned around completely. Yes,
they absolutely. Just made that cheating go away.
Yeah.
That's what it did. No more boyfriend.
Anyway, help my mood swings. Wholesome Roots, another really good one for that is going to be Clary Calm. You can ask several women in here that I think have used it that are swearing by it. Let's see. And also, this one also has that tummy tamer in it as well. So it has the caraway, the peppermint, and ginger, I think.
All right, get on to the EO Omega.
Okay, so the third one is the XEO Mega, okay, which is an essential oil omega complex. It has the omega-3s in it, so the essential fatty acids, which are good for we're good for joints, skin, cardiovascular health, and brain health. It also has essential oils in it and vitamin D and E in it. Okay. This complex provides the body with the omega fatty acids that it can't produce on it because we can't produce them on our own.
Right. We can't eat them. I mean, I can eat them.
Right. So what happens is most people can't get the recommended daily intake through their diet. Mostly because the things that it takes to do the omega fatty acids either smell bad, taste bad, or they're expensive for the amount of
you'd have to eat like a whole salmon.
Right.
Which I'm down with. We just got to move to Alaska.
So, David, we're going to talk about the Vitality Pack in just a second as far as price goes. So, fatty acid intake is one of the most important aspects of good nutrition and overall health. Yet it's the most common deficiency in the modern diet. How many people eat?
Your brain eats and survives off of the... I learned this. Show my brain. Off of the fishy fats.
Right, exactly. Well, when I was pregnant with Blaze, I absolutely loved sushi. And I swear by the fact that the reason that boy is so stinking smart is I ate so many fatty acids while I was pregnant with him that overall brain development was just spot on.
It just blocked the common sense aspect to the brain. That part still is in its infant stage.
Okay, so nowadays, the diets nowadays are actually rich in omega-6s, which are pro-inflammatory. So a lot of the things that we eat are actually giving us inflammation. And so not doing the omega-3s, but eating a lot of omega-6s actually makes it worse. And fatty acids also enhance white blood cell function. So we all know that white blood cells fight infection, correct?
They're the Marines in the body.
Right. So if we have a lot of good omega-3s in our system, then we're going to be fighting infection as well as inflammation.
Albany Mountain Homestead came by last night.
Uh-huh.
And they asked what you put on my
nerve damage.
That for the nerve damage. And I told them I couldn't remember that they had to come in and ask that, and boom,
so we used cedarwood. I used ginger a lot.
Ginger's one of them I forgot.
I do a lot of the calming blends. Frankincense also works really well. Yeah. I've
I know you use
slipped that
wintergreen
on you a couple times. Wintergreen works fantastic.
I told her the wintergreen, the cedarwood.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you said peppermint too.
Well, the thing with peppermint, what we do with peppermint is we layer it. So that's another thing you can do with oils. You can layer them. So a lot of times I'll take either the deep blue lotion or the ginger or something like that, and I'll put that on there, and then I'll put the peppermint layered on top of it. And what that does, it opens up the pores to drive the other stuff down further into the muscle. So, and then into the nerves as well. So, that is basically what, how we do it. There's a lot of different oils that are good for neuralgia.
And you know something? Since I started taking these, that's another thing that's sitting here thinking about it, talking about it. I haven't felt the pain
your tingly leg,
my tingly legs, or the burning sensation, or like the lightning bolts down in my pinky toe. I haven't really felt those either, and that's probably a lot because it took away a lot of the inflammation around.
Right, and that's the thing is like a lot of your stuff, and a lot of people deal with this. They have the like bulging discs or something like that in their back. And what happens is they end up with something that's kind of like an arthritis. And so it's an inflammation that's around those joints.
Have you ever used helichrysum on
me? Yes, but not a lot because of how expensive it is. Yeah. We have a lot of success with a lot of the cheaper ones. To be quite honest, I hold on to helichrysum for for the regrowth. It is one of those where I have taken Blaze. A good example is Blaze ran straight into a barbed wire fence.
Here comes that common sense gene we were talking
about. And he sliced his hands wide open. I mean, like he needed stitches. And
because somebody on a motorcycle figured he didn't have to turn.
Well, he just didn't turn quick enough. And he slid into the barbed wire. Well, we cleaned them out real good, and of course the first thing that this one said was, well, let's get out the glue, what do you use? The super glue.
Super glue.
So he was going to get out super glue. So I said, well, hold on, let's clean everything out, get everything cleaned up, and then we put, oh my God, I would have died. She just said, imagine how crazy I was when Junior dumped my helichrysum down the bathroom sink. Okay, just to give you guys that don't know an idea about what that is about. Helichrysum.
That just hurt my wallet.
If you are not a wholesale customer or an advocate, it's $100 a bottle. Just to let you know. Even as an advocate, it's $75, $80, somewhere around in there. Yeah. It's high. Yeah. I would have been, I'll tell you a good one. My daughter used cinnamon, comes in a 5 milliliter bottle, and it's like $20-something, my cost. $20-something. She used almost the entire bottle to make laundry pots one time. Yeah. And I came in the room and I was dying because I was like, what did you do? And she said, I was making laundry pods. And I'm like, you're killing me. Did you use cinnamon? Yeah, I used almost the whole bottle. I'm like, I'm going to kill you. So I can't even imagine that if she... And that's when I explained to her... anything in a 5 ml bottle, she's not allowed to touch. Like, no touchy-touchy.
Just looky-looky.
Just looky-looky. Laura said, Amy Fuel, is the child still breathing? Oh, I would have died.
So, back to the fishy fats.
Okay, so anyway, real quick with helichrysum, before we go back to that. I put the helichrysum on Blaze's fingers where his gashes were, and within a few days, the skin had completely grown back. It was fantastic to see. And it was one of those things where I wish we had started taking pictures and we just hadn't thought to do that.
I still disagree with that. You should have let that boy have that scar.
He's got the scars. They're just not nearly
great
as...
story.
They're not nearly as...
This is when I was really stupid and didn't turn the motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, back to fatty acids. We don't have much time.
All right. Yeah, because everybody's freaking out about tonight. So this EO Omega is different because the essential oil blend works with the fatty acids to promote antioxidant protection as well. It supports the immune system function and it helps with digestion. These also help with the health of the brain, eyes, nervous system, all of that.
Great, Junior's gonna hate us now. Oh, great. Oh, there's the big bear, the one that made Mama spill the beans.
She said he's alive for now, but this is the first time Mark heard of this, and he's on a warpath. But you said you have plenty of points, so that kind of.
No, too late. You done signed that poor boy's death warrant.
Okay, so the top uses for this one are. I keep sliding over.
I know.
Damaged or mutated cellular diseases, oxidative stress, so there's free radicals again. Jeton, this is where I thought of you. This one helps with autoimmune diseases. And anything that requires cellular regeneration and healthy cellular function. So these are all, and then when you put all of this stuff together, it just works so well together to build an overall good foundation to promote health and wellness. So as far as what is in this essential oil complex, it has frankincense, which helps with anti-inflammatory, and it's also an immune stimulant. Wild orange increases D-limonene, which if you've paid attention to any of my other stuff, limonene actually helps inhibit tumor growth, like cancer and things like that. It also helps reduce cholesterol.
So, Albany Mountain Homestead said, which vitamin is helping with the nerve pain? I don't necessarily believe that it's a vitamin helping with the nerve pain as much as it is all of the antioxidant fighters in there.
And anti-inflammatories.
And the anti-inflammatories that are in there.
Yeah, that are helping with because typically every flavor. Every flavor. Okay, so wild orange also reduces cholesterol. Lemongrass is anti-inflammatory and antiseptic. It inhibits the...
That's another one you put on my back. Yes. Lemongrass.
Cancer growth, cell growth. It also induces apoptosis, which we've talked about before, which is specific cellular death, where kind of like a sniper, it can hone in on what's bad and take it out and knock it out of your system. Thyme, which is a strong antioxidant. It's an antiseptic. It also supports brain health as the brain ages. So this is one of those to kind of keep the brain healthy as you get older.
Helps battle dementia.
Yeah, all of the different neurological things that come with age. Summer savory. This helps. It's a powerful antifungal as well as anti-inflammatory. It reduces DNA damage from oxidative stress. So what you were talking about before, where it's changed our DNA over time. This is
Suburban Hillbilly. It's all three. It's all three comes in the Lifelong Vitality Pack.
Right.
So you would be getting all three.
Right. Clove bud, antioxidant and anti-infectious. It supports liver and thyroid health. So this is another one that's going to promote health within the body systems as well. And then Nioli, which is antifungal, anti-inflammatory. It protects against radiation and regenerates damaged tissue. So when you take all three of these and put them together, to me, this is what healthy should look like. Over time, taking these supplements to where you get everything back into where it needs to be, that's to me what healthy would look like.
I would also add having a more of a healthy gut too.
Sure.
Eating a lot more of your fermented foods, drinking your kombucha, doing slaw, sauerkraut.
Right, sauerkraut, not slaw. Yeah.
Big honkin' sausage. lots of sauerkraut. That's a healthy meal.
Yeah.
You got your protein and you got your healthy gut stuff.
Yes. So she asked about magnesium. Yes, and I did not write down which one it is. I know at least one of them does.
Okay, so a lot of people have asked. All right, bottom line, what's the price?
$1 million. They are, and I keep forgetting to do this. I know, and by the time I find it, somebody else will have had it. If you are a wholesale customer,
no, just do retail.
Okay, so retail, these are
Lifelong vitality.
Okay, so retail, they're $106. And let's see. Right, so they're $106 for the 3 bottles for a month.
For a month. That's a month's supply.
Right. Now,
this is where it gets cool.
If you are a wholesale customer or a wellness advocate, they drop down to $79.50, I believe.
Yep.
Yes. So $79.50. But here's where it gets even better. If you order this on a what we call an LRP, which is a loyalty rewards program, if you order that as part of your LRP, they actually give you the option to add other things at a much cheaper rate. So there's a couple of other things that you can get. Don't you huff and puff at me.
I'm huffing and puffing at you.
One of the ones is the deep blue pills that we've talked about that are a lot of polyphenols. If you get this, instead of that deep blue is normally like $40 for that bottle. Well, it's only $20. They have some of the vitamin packs for the kids that end up being a lot cheaper. So there's a lot of ways to customize. You can get like up to 3, I think it is. You can add to that and you get them at a much cheaper price. So
plus, because of how many PV that this gets, that automatically puts you
yeah, it starts adding together to your right. So
yeah.
And, you know, at first we started talking about this. This is high. This is expensive. But at the end of the day, what would we normally pay for insurance or for, you know, one visit to the urgent care would cost us $100.
Well, I mean, you walk in the door at $75 before they even look at you.
Before you even do anything. And then if you have to get any kind of prescription or anything like that, when I went for my back, it was over $100 when I was done.
Now, this is another one of the reasons why that we're telling you guys, we want you on our team.
Mm-hmm.
We want you guys to come and be a part of this because the benefits outweigh the costs. Now, granted, look, we had to save up a little bit to get our first kit. We got
and we're only doing
we got the
Family Essentials or Home Essentials
kit or something anyway.
Mm-hmm. But we saved up for a few months to get it.
And got it. And I'll be honest, as the guy, I was kind of like, oh, what are you getting us into?
Well, and the thing is we could have gotten the cheaper one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Jason wanted to get, but they were only the 5 milliliter bottles. And I knew that once I went all in on this, I was going to be all in. So I knew that I would be upset if I ran out of a 5 milliliter bottle really quick, and then all of a sudden I needed more.
Right. And it's one of those things that you guys heard me say this a million times. We are at the tipping point when it comes to antibiotics. Pretty soon, there's going to be a bug out there that mutates.
Yes, Mary, I got it.
That's
a plane. That's awfully low.
That's really low. That's really, really low.
Okay, so Suburban wants to know, Robin, we have caught bits and pieces. Please do a special live stream explaining the program in detail. Yeah, no, I can do that. So yeah, everybody wants to know a little bit more about the actual program itself. We can do that, but what I would like for you to do, Suburban, is send me an email about that if you're interested, because I don't know that I want to do one with 50 people sitting in the room. What? As far as talking about being a wellness advocate.
Okay.
That
so
I want to.
This is what we'll do. This is what we'll do. If you're interested in becoming a wholesaler, a wellness advocate, that's where you buy one of the kits.
What? Look who's here, stranger.
That's where you buy one of the kits. That's the way that I'll buy you one of these books.
Mm-hmm.
And we're also going to start. We're going to set up. If you spend X amount, you're going to get a T-shirt. If you spend this amount, you're going to get a hat. If you spend this amount, when you first sign up, you're going to get a hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
If you're interested in that route and want more information on becoming a wellness advocate, send us an email. In the title, this is important. In the title, put wellness advocate.
Mm-hmm.
And then what we'll do is we will set up a private live stream.
Mm-hmm.
Where we'll do a live stream and where we'll talk about that with just you guys.
Right.
Kitty's on our team, so Kitty will be there.
Amanda's in there.
Amanda will be there. And we will
right, and we'll go through it.
Mm-hmm. And we'll stay on there as long as we need. Maybe we can even talk Lucy or somebody like that.
Sure,
in the coming up,
mm-hmm.
one of our uplines in the coming up on that date, and so that way if you guys lob a question in there that we're not 100% sure on, she'll be there
to answer.
To be able to answer.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that'll be a Miss Lucy and Robin show, and I'll maybe we'll run it through the one camera and
we can do that. I mean, that is not out of the realm of possibility. We had thought about doing that, but that's not one I want to do like as a show. That's one that is more of a one-on-one, but maybe 10 or 15 in the room, not 50.
Suburban, it's not about being a salesman.
Because this isn't really, and Amy can attest to this, Jatan can attest to this, Kitty can. You're not selling a product.
All you're doing is sharing what these oils are doing for you, and the oils take care of themselves.
Because they do what they're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And people use them, and a lot of times it just and Suburban, this is where it would be, because, and this, I was going to say this earlier, somebody said something about Suburban said I'm going to need a job just to be able to support my oil habit. Well, and then I think it was Amy said, that's what I do. Because at the end of the day, when you start earning points, if you set up an LRP, which is a loyalty rewards program, and it's done monthly, and you can change it each month. It doesn't have to be the same thing. You earn points on that stuff. And what happens is, as you start to earn those points, you can use them for other things. And that's what Amy said. No way. Don't sell, share. Help people learn the better way.
Yep.
Once people learn, they want to join because they believe in a healthier life. And that's exactly what it is. You have somebody that's like, wow, I really like this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way that that goes.
That's how we did it here.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We're sharing with you guys.
Right. We weren't even really into selling it.
You guys were all learning from us, and it sparked an interest.
Mm-hmm.
Let me try this.
Mm-hmm.
So Suburban, you could be at your church or bridge club
or you could be at the shelter.
The shelter.
Right.
You know, you can use some of these oils on the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we use the oregano to kill the intestinal worms on Apollo. Works like a champ.
Right.
When Apollo gets all worked up, full of anxiety, Robin hits him with some lavender on his paws and right behind his ears. It pisses him off because he knows he's fixing to go to sleep.
But it works.
But it works.
Yes. So.
So there's and all you do is you just look at a person. You know, you see somebody with hiccups. Hand them the peppermint. Say, just breathe this in.
No. Okay, so she said my concern is a minimum monthly order. You don't have to have if you have an LRP, yes, you have to have a minimum monthly order, but there's no dollar amount on it.
Yeah.
You can order a $10 bottle of lemon and be done.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to have, now, in order to start accruing more points, you want to stay around I think it's $50 mark.
Yeah.
But we'll talk
all about this because
we need to. It's Alderman's time.
It's Alderman Farm time. We'll talk about this then. But seriously, if you guys are interested in it, even if you're just interested in it that much,
right?
Send us the email that says Wellness Advocate in the title.
Mm-hmm.
We will set up a private live stream. Mm-hmm. Well, we'll talk about all of this. And Suburban, you really need to be there. I want you there.
Yeah.
Because there's things that Robin and I do that'll take away a lot of those issues of worrying about trying to make a minimum monthly order and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Kitty will back us up on that.
Yeah. All right. Well,
so
thanks for stopping by, guys.
Head on over to Alderman Farms. Tell them Big Bear loves them. And next week we'll get the list out. I was in there. And I've got it written down somewhere. I got to find it. The 10 people that went in there and played that joke on Tommy. I appreciate you guys. Remember, be kind to one another. You never know what that other person's going through. Mm-mm. And you never know that person might be able to take you. Just saying.
Just saying.
Also, do your part. Recycle, reuse, repurpose something. Keep it out of the landfill. So that way, us guys that like to go in those woods, we still have woods to go into.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Laura.
We will see you guys on Thursday for Trap Talk. We're going to be talking about coyote traps, the MB550. We're going to talk all about that wonderful, wonderful trap. All right. So we'll see you guys then. Love you. We'll talk to you then. Bye. Bye. I had to wait for a long time because the video usually cuts me off. It's very annoying.
Will you please stop?